Hello everyone, please ignore my papers falling off my wall in the back here, which you probably would not have noticed if I didn't tell you in the first place. So today basically I'm just going to talk about something that I've struggled with a lot in my life. And I think that a lot of other people have struggled with this too, but haven't really known what exactly it was that um, that they were struggling with, or just thought that they were stupid, or just thought that something was wrong with them, or they just couldn't easily pick up on things. I've always had a huge struggle with math problems. Anything that had to do with math, anything that had to do with telling time, anything that had to do with maths, anything that was circled around or centered around math, I always had a problem with, but I would excel in everything else. And I actually ended up dropping out of high school in the ninth grade because I was struggling a lot with emotional things, but a lot of it stems from the fact that, I thought that I was stupid. I thought that I was worthless because I couldn't figure out what this issue was that I was having with this math. It was always a stumbling block for me, and I can never seem to get over that. And so later on, when I wanted to go and get my GED, I passed all of the tests fairly quickly. I passed all the tests within, I think, about a week, and that was only because I kept coming back. I could have done them all in a day and passed them and had it over with, but I did it in a week period just not to stress myself out too much. But as soon as I got to the math test, it was like there was no way that I could get past that. And it's been 2 years. So there was a period of me taking all of my tests until now, where it's 2 years later and I still have not taken that math test and still can't get over that hurdle of feeling anxiety and stress and all of these things. Once the math gets in front of me, it's like the words jumble, like all of the letters jumble together. I get high anxiety, I get stressed out, and my brain shuts off. So I just sit there, and then by the time that I realize what happened, the time has went past, and um, I have to just fill in answers because I don't have any time left. But after doing some research, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is wrong with me? Okay, what is going on? There has to be, because I'm excelling at everything else and I understand everything else, but right when it gets to the math, my brain just does not, it just doesn't want to work. And I looked at dyslexia because sometimes I write letters backwards. I don't write everything backwards and I don't see words backwards, but sometimes when I'm typing or when I'm writing, I'll write the letters backwards. And so I looked up dyslexia, and then I looked up dyslexia with math, and what came up was dyscalculia. And when I just started to read through all of the symptoms and all the signs of dyscalculia, everything about what I was going through lined right up with that. And like all of the symptoms of dyscalculia, I had like issues with everyday tasks, like reading analog clocks. Like, I cannot read an analog clock to save my life. Don't ask me to do it. It's just going to stress me out, and my brain's going to shut off, and I'm not going to be able to do it. Practical problems, differentiating between left and right, I have a really hard time with that. And inability visualizing mentally, I have a terrible time with that. You have to show me something in order for me to be able to visualize like what it's going to look like. You can't expect me, because I just will not be able to do it. I'll be like, I don't know, I guess I'll just see when it's done. Anything that has to do with mathematical concepts, anything like that, especially graphs, I have a really, really hard time with this. And dyscalculia is actually caused by something neurological going on in the brain. So it's not something that you should be ashamed of or something that you should feel like you're stupid or anything like that. It's actually something that happens in the brain where the part that's used to do things like math problems is either shut off or damaged. So it's not something that we should be ashamed of. And yes, you do have to, like, in order to even feel slightly comfortable with math things, there has to be, like, you have to go and see like a psychiatrist or a counselor and go through therapy. And like, because that's the only way that you'll be able to face this particular problem, because it's not, you can't just have a tutor, because the tutor has to understand this type of issue in order for you to, in order for them to help you. They have to understand what you're going through. You can't just use any old tutor. There's a number of programs that have started to help out people with dyscalculia. It's very rare. It only affects like 3 to 6% of the population. I feel like it affects more people than that, but I feel like a lot of people are ashamed, or they don't understand what exactly it is that, they're having a problem with, or why this is happening to them, so they don't bother to research or do anything like that. So it is fairly rare, and a lot of people don't understand it. But all that I'm saying is, don't be ashamed to go seek counseling. Don't be ashamed to go see a psychiatrist, or research this illness, or research what's going on with you. Don't feel like you're stupid, or don't beat yourself up about this. If you don't understand, say that you don't understand. And that's a lot of the problem that I had in school, was that I never understood. I mean, I understood probably 5% of what I was learning. And I never said to my teacher that I don't understand. So if you're a younger person and you don't understand, just tell your teachers that you don't understand, and have them walk you through and give you special attention, because some kids do need special attention, and it's nothing to be ashamed about, because while you're going through all of that shame, it's going to affect you later on in life. And it's not going to be good for you when you can't get a job, when you can't, do this and you can't do that, because now you don't have the proper education that you need. And that's basically all that I wanted to say, is that pretty much just talk about my struggle with math. And it was just, this came up because I was watching a video by Mr. Repsion. I was watching and he was talking about like how he was struggling with taking his math test, and how that kind of was the thing that tipped him over the edge of why he doesn't believe in God, because he prayed about it and prayed about it and prayed about it, and it just didn't happen for him. And I can completely sympathize with that, because when I was taking these math tests for these GEDs, I would pray all the time before these tests. I would pray and ask God, please, please, please help me pass these tests. I needed to pass these tests so bad. And there was no answer. God didn't it didn't seem to me like God had made a way. But then I actually started to do the research on it, and I talked to a mentor of mine, and he understood. And I felt like that was God making a way, because a lot of times when you come to people with stuff that they don't understand, they react in a volatile way, or they react in some kind of weird way. But my mentor was just like, look, we're going to take you through this. We're going to help you out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And now I'm on the road of starting to take classes in September for my math, and starting to, get back into things, and I'm starting to feel more confident and more comfortable because I have the support that I need. And sometimes that's all that we need. It's just somebody to understand what we're going through. And so that's basically why I was making this video, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.